Please welcome Tangible Play, presenting our Pramod Sharma and Jerome Scholler.
Hello everyone, my name is Pramod Sharma, my co-founder Jerome. When we were kids, this is how play used to look like. Playing with physical objects, playing together, having face-to-face interactions. And this is how we play now. It's all digital, it's isolating, and the interactions happen through devices. Isn't this sad? How can we bring magic to real world play? Well, I've spent most of my career from Stanford to 8 years at Google making computers understand the real world. While Jerome has built successful video games at Ubisoft and LucasArts, we got together to imagine play beyond mobile, beyond what's common these days. And today, we're introducing Tangible Play. It's a new kind of play experience. Imagine board games meet video games. And the best way to explain this is show you guys our first product. Can you show the camera, please? What you see here is a simple game system built on top of iPad. I'm going to show you a game here. It's a word guessing game where iPad shows an image giving a contextful word to guess, and both of us will compete to guess the word. Let's play it. What do you guys think this word is? Maybe it's water. So what I'm going to do is I'll put letter A just in front of iPad and see what happens. Okay, that's not A, that's not water, so let me put another letter. Maybe it's I.
Let's try to jump in.
Okay, that looks like a fish, so we're going to compete now. Okay, well, we both get points. The next one is going to be a slightly less obvious one. Let's do the next one. So here we see a room. Maybe it's, let me put a R here. Oh, I don't have an R. Let me put M. Well, the third letter is M. So
I have no clue.
what do you guys think this thing is?
No.
I think it's a lamp. I think I got it. I have to be faster than Jerome. Well, what you just saw is a board game experience as well as a video game experience. Let me show you another game. Is a classic puzzle game called Tangram. The goal of the game is to match an outline using 7 wooden pieces. It's supposed to be hard. See if Jerome can solve it.
Let's see.
One of the great things about board games is they are inherently social. So I can jump in and help him out because I know how to solve this one here.
The tail here.
So iPad is hinting him now
Looks like that.
because he's kind of slow.
Okay. And
Oh, I think this one goes here. What you are seeing here is a manipulation of common physical objects. This has never been done on any game device. These are pieces of wood. There's nothing special about them. So we showed you guys. Can we switch to slides, please? We showed you 2 very unique experiences, and this is just the beginning. How does this really work? Well, what we have is a simple iPad accessory that redirects iPad's front camera to capture the surface in front of it. And the real magic happens in our AI software running on iPad. And to give you a perspective on how sophisticated the tech is, it runs all locally. No Wi-Fi dependencies. It will work at grandma's house as well. It requires no marker QR code on game pieces. It runs in real time. As you just saw, we could compete in real time. It runs on any background, under any lighting conditions, and requires absolutely no calibration. It's quite magical, and we are really proud of it. How do we make money? Well, this is clearly a platform play, eventually. For now, our business model is to sell physical games that comes with an iPad app. And in case you wonder the price, we are targeting the price for the base less than $30. The games will be somewhere between 15 to 30, really affordable. And the market for these games is huge. At one end of the market are physical games. At other spectrum are video games. And in between, there's a fast-growing, multi-billion-dollar trend of hybrid games. We are right at the center of that trend. Right now, we're super focused at launching this product. But in future, imagine what all other people can do on our platform. For example, playing Dungeon and Dragon with iPad become the dungeon master. Or playing a real chess where iPad becomes a coach. Now you can play chess with your nephew or niece and compete with him the real chess. Or playing your favorite board game where iPad adds the drama. If you're excited about what you just saw, if you're excited about our mission, please do join us. We are launching sign-ups for our beta programs. So please visit tangibleplay.com and be part of our story. Thank you.
Great job. Tangible play. Judges, if any of you want to jump in, or?
Let me give that to you.
Great, awesome. I'll start.
Oh, sure.
Look, I think this is really, really exciting. I think it's just when you see it, it looks a little bit more magical than sort of a normal game that you just play on your iPad. But I think a question is going to be how you can really sell enough kind of physical objects that people really want to pay for kind of on add-ons. It feels like that'll add up quickly. How are you thinking about the platform or being able to bring in other objects in the world or other ways that maybe this doesn't need to feel as expensive as a $10 pack for every single new game you'd want to play? So we're used to like 99-cent games we can be getting on our phone.
Great question. We have been thinking about that. The games we demoed today require physical pieces, but that's just because we want to have a clear experience for users. There's nothing special about these cards.
Yeah.
We could actually design experiences where you can actually print the card at your home on your own. That's one. The second, you could actually take a piece of paper and start drawing. You do things like cutting a piece of paper and have a game around it. Yeah. So this is definitely not limited to physical game pieces. Cool. The only thing you need to have is the accessory.
Awesome.
So how hard is it for you to take existing, you were talking about this a little bit just now, but take existing board games and convert those into something that works with your platform versus making people buy the platform, the base and the game?
I'll take this one. So it's not just really about converting existing video games. It's about creating an experience that is great because obviously you are manipulating objects on the real world and your focus is on them, then there is a screen. So there's this duality here that doesn't exist in regular games out there. So basically we need to rethink that and have a great experience, actually take that into account.
Yeah, but to add to that, if your question is can we take, let's say, a regular chess and can we use regular chess pieces, answer is yes.
So I think I see the perfection you're striving for to create this new game experience, but is there an interim step that allows you to introduce the idea, versus just waiting for people to buy both types of hardware you're selling?
Actually, the users need to have this one, definitely. Like without this story didn't exist. And if you're selling a box, then adding another box is not such a big deal.
So in addition to making games that leverage the technology there, you're looking to have other people build to use the technology that you guys have developed. So obviously you guys have got, some sort of like a protection on the technology you've developed. What's to keep someone like, I don't know, like Xbox Connect from launching a new capability of the Xbox Connect to be able to see physical objects in a room and then have you manipulate those objects the same way you would, through your technology?
Yeah, so getting something to work on a surface that is extremely robust, works under any lighting conditions on any background is extremely hard technical challenge. That's really barrier to entry. But I wouldn't call it impossible because if you spend enough time, you can build it.
Right. So I love the idea of bringing kids together and using real world objects. I have kids myself. I see them using their phones all the time, not talking to each other. But I'm not really sure in these cases, is like having the physical object really adding to the experience, and is it really bringing the kids together? Because there are lots of tangram experiences that are not physical, but the kids could play in an interactive way without actually having those physical pieces. Right. I guess I want to understand, why is the physical part so important to it? When you could just, I also say from a mother's standpoint of cleaning these things up and then having a piece lost, that's a tax, and that's one of the nice things about digital is, those pieces never get lost.
Yeah. So there are two parts to that. It's not really physical, it's just the interaction model. So typically when you use an iPad, this is how you will use it.
Yeah.
This is your screen. By putting it on a table and mounting on a stand, what we have done is we have opened up the interaction area. Now you don't really need physical objects. You could actually have a game where you don't require any of this thing, except now this is your common playing area. And that's what enables the social interaction.
So what does the product look like in 2 years?
I think we're going to get many more of these, clearly. We're going to have experiences that will work without having these ones, clearly. And we clearly think third-party developers coming on board and building experiences that we can't imagine ourselves.
Right now, yeah.
What's your dream game? So, you know, it looks like tangrams and words feel like good sort of simple starting points to figure out this physical digital interaction. What would be like the most amazing thing you guys have like started brainstorming that you can't wait to go make happen?
It's a game where you can put any kind of physical element in front of it, and the iPad would respond in a meaningful way. Yeah. So you can think of anything. You bring your toy and just put it here and do something smart about it. That would be awesome.
In one of our playtesting, we haven't shown all the games. We have about 6 other prototypes. We had this music game where you put a piece of card here and it plays the music. And we were playtesting this with children, and the first thing we saw, the child goes back to the room and brings her toys, try to put in front of it, like, why is not responding now? So clearly there's a lot of things you could do with the existing physical objects.
Have you thought about going the reverse, like instead of trying to create board games that kind of work online, maybe go, like looking for online games that could work as board games, and might be easier to work with online, online games. They're maybe more experimental and like dots or.
So we're kind of connecting the dots here. For example, for the board games, showing an image, that's not something you can do on a board game.
Right.
But we made it a board game with having the letter tiles. Same thing with the tangram. We have stars at the end, so you can have achievements. This is not the kind of thing you can do with board games. So we have this melt of board games and video games.
No, but I mean, why wouldn't you start with some popular online games and kind of work with them first versus kind of, you're building your own, but maybe that'd be easier to work with them first versus trying to work with Hasbro or Mattel or.
Yeah.
That's clearly part of our long-term plan. In fact, in both the games,
Quickly.
we've gone both ways.
We're almost done.
Board games to video games and video games to board games.
Got it.
Cool. So we're unfortunately out of time. That was Tangible Play. Thank you guys very much.
Right.